Addendum to the letter I just sent over to Jesse Dollarmore. 6:44 p.m. West Coast time. It's still March 17th, 2024 for a Sunday. The Weaver Agency of Roseman, California. Okay, sorry about the volume left to right. I'm recording without any headsets, Bluetooth, or anything in that video. So if the sound quality was off, my fault. I'm keeping it though, and I'm going to send it out anyway. I wanted to make a point to Mr. Dollarmore on his show that I hear him. I understand hate speech sucks, and it does promote a hell of a lot of crap. Until we get some SCOTUS rulings out there to make some clarification what's considered hate speech so the Department of Justice can actually go after people, what the hell are we supposed to do at this point? I mean, I would pose the question over to Jesse on this one, and to every other independent out there on the tubes. Yes, we got people out there making threats at this point over here, or seemingly threats. And we're so pissed off that old Gasbag 45 isn't getting the justice we expect. But then again, we're hearing it from the opposite end here of saying what the media people are doing, that they should be hung at the gallows. Is that the phrase that's being passed around by a Colorado podcaster whose sole intent is to raise up people's heckles because he's got an ego issue? And every time I'm hearing these guys, I'm also hearing the independents, I think, also have an ego issue as well. They want to lure us about all the hatred and vitriol out there. Okay, thank you, fine. And you keep pushing it and you keep pushing it. I hear it, but I'm also going to push back at the damn thing because I'm also a First Amendment kind of guy, and unfortunately, it sucks being in this particular position. I also tried to make a little thing with Jesse about a movie quote. I was hoping maybe he got it. And before that, I was talking about Elon Musk. Musk wants everything in a free speech on his own. Mainly also people wanting to terrorize other people because now they got the free speech to do that. But he doesn't understand that sometimes absolute freedom is absolute tyranny. If we had absolute freedom, we would have absolute tyranny and anarchy. That's why we have rules, regulations, laws, ordinances, the court rulings. That's why we have the Constitution of the United States and its amendment process, allowing states and local authorities to make up to a point of what can and can't be done or said or acted upon if they're not going to be interfering with the amendments at all or even with due process. Well, nearly 10 years ago, I got back into college. Back the story up 35 rough years ago. Back in 85 through 87, or almost 88 actually. I took college courses. I took American government during that time. American politics, they called it. I was doing this at a community college. I can get the basic structure of the thing, but we really didn't have a professor, and I really wasn't paying attention to the professor we actually had, of what does it mean. We can teach you the information out of the damn books. You can read the damn books or one thing. But you got to have somebody who's been able to communicate this effectively to the students. Hence, in my particular college that I'm going to, Antelope Valley College of Lancaster, California, we have professors out there who have the unique ability to get to the people, to get to the students, to get to their heads, into their minds. In certain topics, in certain classrooms, We have those special teachers. And one of them is John Vento. Guys are UCLA alumni. The guy has character. He has knowledge, but he has a way of communicating to the students in his class. And he wants the feedback. He wants to understand, do they understand what's being presented to them? Do they have any questions? Not just the written information, not by rote. Do they have any questions about the process itself? Anything related to it, he wants to know. Do they understand anything of it? They can show you the book in the beginning of it, but it's the other advanced classes of it that he teaches for his political science that gets people thinking. Critical thinking is necessary. We can still try doing critical thinking, but we have to have the information and knowledge and have to ask questions. We have to tear the damn thing apart. We got to have the ability and the understanding how to tear the damn thing apart to figure out what the hell is going on. Why is it so relevant? Guys like Dollarmore, or people, I say, let me rephrase that. People like Dollarmore are trying to make people think. But I've heard so much ridicule. I'm not quite sure they know how to communicate it effectively. They're trying to do just shock and awe. That doesn't help much. I've heard there's a guy out there, Bo, the fifth column. He tries to give a little bit of taste here, a little bit of taste there. He doesn't give a full banquet. He just gives out the samplers. Let's talk about this little topic over here. Well, screw the little topic here. I want to talk about it more. You got to do your background research. You got to tear this thing apart. And then I have to go after him left and right on this, on the videos. I have to challenge him left and right. He's got so many people following him. He thinks, I don't know what the hell he thinks anymore. All right, I'm just looking outside. Life happening. But what gets to people? These kids are going to live in a world that either it's going to be allowing more freedom for them, or it's going to be slavery one way or another, or more of the anger and vitriol being leveled at them. And they don't even realize it. Unless they happen to grow in that kind of environment on a constant basis, then it becomes natural for them. And this sucks. This sucks as it is right now, because what are we doing, and what are we trying to educate people about? And quite honestly, I don't know. Because if I knew, I'd be able to tell you. But since I don't know, it beats the hell out of me. And I'm worried. I'm worried that we don't know what we're supposed to be doing at this point. Yes, communicating effectively to people left and right, we're supposed to let them know that we don't like this happening and we need for them to stop. Okay, you got me on that one. That's a good thing to do. But, shaking them by the shoulders, saying, don't you understand? Can't you see what's wrong right now? You need to listen to me. Well, we don't see the damn flood coming. We don't see Armageddon happening just yet. We acknowledge it. I acknowledge it. Is the sky falling, Chicken Little? The sky is gas. It's atmosphere. It's gases we put into our lungs and expel. Gases from other things that we're doing in industries and animals and other things. Doing stuff in the sky. So what are we talking about? The sky is falling at this point. Are we talking about there's going to be people out there threatening other people's lives? Yeah, a great deal of it. We keep seeing it on the news so many damn times. Shootings, uh, lockdowns, people getting terrified in homes and businesses left and right. We got that going. You got a podcaster out there trying to push people and trying to goad. It's going to be up to them, and I keep saying I blame voters. They want to push people with this kind of rhetoric of trying to intimidate and harass the people. I blame the voters because I don't think they're that. I don't think they're up on it. I don't think they're understanding what this guy is doing is pushing buttons without tearing this guy apart mentally and understanding where he's coming from. What's his agenda? What's their motivation? Why is all these groups of people trying to make you feel terrified? It's to make them feel powerful. It's to make them more in control, they think. More ego they can build up, the more self-importance they have. And they don't like other people putting them down or standing up to them. It's one thing when I keep dealing with a reverend online. I like listening to the messages. Sometimes I'll send messages back to them. But I also want to make it clear to them sometimes when sheep should be needed out there, you need a ram, or at least a black sheep. Need a protector out there. You need somebody who can call up on someone else's malarkey and really seriously call it on them. And yes, I understand the function of the independent media doing the same thing. Their job. Because nobody else is doing it, right? Well, maybe they're not doing it the way they should have been doing it. I've heard the arguments coming from the news media that things are so damn biased. I'm hearing it from, doesn't matter which particular wing, it's still biased. I'm going, yeah, congratulations, boys and girls. How long did it take for you to figure this thing out? What you understand about the concept of one item, and you have many viewpoints looking at the damn thing. There's not one viewpoint that's totally accurate. You want to see something of a two-dimensional. Try looking at the dark side of the moon of Pink Floyd. He's got a crystal pyramid. He's got a white light going through it. He got the spectrum's colors coming right out of it. Science in a form of artistry. Promoting an album of music that's pretty whacked. But then again, you have to be in a whacked mood to really get into it. But it is a viewpoint. The truth is right there, but we have different spectrums looking at the same damn thing. What's reality? What's the truth? My observations, my viewpoints, my things I'm saying at this point. It's not that I am pushing the agenda down people's throats left and right and saying with conviction and shaking a fist and doing arm salute or anything else like that to people. No. Does it look like I'm wearing any kind of uniform of sorts? Stained shirt. That's about it. Water to drink. So I wanted to make it understood. I'm not a guru of anything. I didn't want to be a leader. I sure as hell don't want to be a leader. I'm not a. I try hearing with some of these people that you want to be followed. I'm not a follower half the time. I'm an isolationist. I'm the guy that nobody else likes to be around. I'm the guy with a sad, sullen face half the time just looking at life and wondering why the hell he's here in the first place. And I'm the guy hanging in the background and watching everything. I'm the observer. It's like I'm participating in an experiment of, or am I participating in an experiment of Schrodinger's cat? the science experiment. The hypothetical experiment put on paper has been lasting for decades on this one. Put a cat in a box, stick a radioactive material in it, and close the box. Now, there's a 50-50 chance the cat's going to die of radiation, but there's also a 50-50 chance the cells might be able to regenerate themselves and keep the fur ball alive. But you'll never know because the box is closed. You can only assume. You're an observer. You can only assume by certain facts if it's there or not. Now, you can't be an observer if you open up the box to find out what's going on. But you can only assume. Assumptions sometimes screw things up left or right. We want facts. We want to know. But unfortunately, are the facts to what we think and what we perceive? Are they going to be them or not? When it comes down for people's anger of vitriol and mental capacities being strained to the point of absolute deterioration, I have to question, I have to ask, I have to wonder, what the hell are you talking about and why are you bugging me in the first place? Because you need to know, because I'm telling you and you need to know this. No, you're having a conniption fit because you want to tell everybody that you're having a conniption fit and you need to be locked up in a psych hospital with some medications and a straitjacket. No! You must listen to me! Is your blood pressure going to be popping out? I mean, are you going to be popping out the veins? Are you going to be stressing out, stroking out, or having a heart attack in front of me at this point? I mean, are you going to be turning into some kind of weird-ass monster? Going into a mutation? What are you doing? What are you saying? Of course, I can say that in my head, but saying that in front of the other people, it's a different story altogether. So imagine if I'm going to be doing that to other people on video. What is your major malfunction? What are you trying to do? What is your purpose? What is your intention? What's the scam, Sam? And some people are just like, what is with this guy? He's not getting it. No, because you're not selling it. And if you were selling it, maybe we try to figure out what the hell you're trying to sell and whether or not it's going to be useful or not, and will the general public want the damn thing or not. But if you're not selling it correctly, what do we want it for in the first place? Don't you understand? I got this concept over here. I got to tell you about this one. I'm having a stress case over here. I got to tell you about this thing. I have to. Okay, you have this urge of doing something. Don't you hear me? Loud and clear, but you're not saying what the hell's going on. If you shut up for 1 second, I gotta get you motivated to listen to me. Okay, that's it. Talk to Dan. Bye-bye. No, come back here. I need an audience. No, you need your ego fed. You need your ego fed. And sometimes I have to ask myself the same damn questions every time I keep coming on a mic and on the camera. Because I have to ask myself, what am I doing? What is the intention here? What's the purpose of this? I know when I talk on voice apps like this, on the phones left and right, I'm doing private and personal entries. Talking more in detail and depth than what I'm doing on camera. So I have to ask myself on a constant question, or nearly a constant basis, what am I doing here on the camera? I could just be pouring out my soul on here and nobody else listened to it. Nobody's listening to it. So now maybe my ego has to be stroked. Okay, but why are we doing this again? What is the true purpose of this damn thing? Or has the purpose mutated into something? Curiosity? We need information? We need to get information from anybody and everybody because we need to know. So what am I doing here? Am I sucking up people's brain cells to get them regurgitated and showing up here as ink spots? Or am I trying to say something here that matters the most? And is it for them or for me or for posterity? I understand every time I keep going on social media, I'm seeing these people over here not quite comfortable with the damn camera. They want to act as if they're crazy. Well, I know acting myself is crazy, but sometimes when I get serious, I get serious. And I got to put it on record. I got to put it out there. Because I have to be true to myself and I have to be true to everyone else. I have to be true and responsible. I have to be accountable, responsible, transparent. People don't like transparency. There's only so much of it you can show. Some of it you will still want to hold back for privacy. Granted, fine. That's fine. We all do it. But some of the stuff that really drives us crazy is we still need to talk about it. I still need to talk about it. If it's going to be affecting me with my emotional stability, okay, fine. If it's going to be affecting my uh, mental health in any way, shape, or form, my physical health, okay, fine. Is it going to be affecting my academic? Okay. Is my mental faculties actually figuring things out? Okay, let's go for that. We're talking about items that are triggering me left and right. Things that matter to me the most. Okay. Question is, what is it? I have to talk about the things that matter the most to me. Okay. I'm talking about them. I could talk about it on a tape recorder, but why a video? Because in the event I'm not going to be here on this planet Earth, at least I want to talk to people and I want to tell them a story. About what? One would ask. The stories that are inside of me I still need to talk about because I have this feeling that they needed to be talked about. And so I must. I am driven inside by forces beyond my control and understanding. And that I'm motivated. Is it to make a difference in somebody's life? Or is it just get things out of me? There may be reasons beyond my control. But if I feel good about it, I will do. I will talk. And I will share. But it also depends upon the attitude and the intent, whether or not if I'm going to be doing something that's going to be totally stupid or crazy. People think I'm intelligent. You know, Ma kept calling me a special kid as a kid, a long time ago. I didn't think of myself as a kid. I was already a screwed up individual with medical conditions and going through mental health, and nobody else could figure out, or actually bother to figure out. I've had things happen to me that, I don't know, turned me into the person I was, till I started losing people that I cared about a great deal. And then when I finally broke down, I got a different personality installed. Me, whatever that is. I mean, I liked to build, I liked reading, I liked writing, and then everything else just turned hell in a handbasket. I mean, I could do essays, no problem with that. Do that in college. But trying to communicate and research and tell people what's going on. Okay, fine. I mean, I could do that in verbal. Do this on a camera. But what matters the most is when I start hearing people doing the vitriol left and right. Yeah, it kind of pisses me off. Yeah, that pisses me off. But am I getting hyper about it? Well, if I got certain things that are tagging me left and right, that makes me hyper about it. That makes me want to shout about it. But then again, do I need the people listening, or am I just trying to get it off my damn chest? Is it important for people to listen to me? Is it important for me to tell the story? What's the true intent and purpose of this thing? I should have been taking philosophy classes, I think, next term. Take a beginning and not the critical thinking one. There's one bit they got a class and teacher I wanted to avoid like crazy. Swear to hard of the guy, this guy, but unfortunately, the way his logic goes, whew, yeah. I've heard and seen other people's vitriol. And yeah, it's disturbing as hell. Somebody's thinking about doing violence left and right. That's not cool. Or trying to motivate people into violence. Or doing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, they should have been, but there's got to be some way to get these guys. Has to be. That's why I was trying to talk about it in the first video that the sound quality kind of sucked in. But things like this matter. And they have to be talked about. Because if they're not talked about, why aren't they?